A lot of people have quietly made peace with something they never should have accepted. Blurry vision, they tell themselves, is just part of getting older. You stop reading the fine print. You ask someone else to drive at night. You blink a little longer each morning, waiting for the world to come into focus. And you tell yourself that's just how it is now. But here's the truth. The truth most doctors never take the time to explain. It's not always just old age. The American Optometric Association is clear. Once you're past 60, your eyes become significantly more fragile. Dry eyes, cataracts, macular degeneration, far more common. And the National Eye Institute has warned that vision loss among Americans is rising faster than at any point in recorded history. What makes this especially dangerous is where the real damage happens. Not during the day, at night while you sleep. Your retina isn't always getting the oxygen and nutrients it needs to repair itself. Your photoreceptor cells begin breaking down slowly, silently, and most people don't notice until the damage is already done. The question I hear almost every week in my practice is, Dr. Lawson, why is my vision getting worse? And is there anything natural I can do without more medications or surgery? Here's the honest answer. Eye drops, stronger glasses, laser surgery, they treat what shows up on a chart. They don't address what's happening inside the cell. That's exactly why the vision care industry makes billions every year while older adults keep struggling. A 2023 study confirmed what researchers had suspected for years. Age-related retinal damage begins with silent cellular changes, oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, glycation, most active at night, precisely when your eyes should be healing. But here's the part I really want you to hear. Recent research has uncovered something genuinely exciting. Certain everyday fruits contain natural compounds your retina is literally starving for during sleep. Nutrients that support photoreceptor regeneration, improve retinal circulation, and can slow the progression of macular degeneration, the leading cause of central vision loss in adults over 60. You may be able to support clearer vision naturally, safely, while you sleep. No prescription, no surgical consultation required. And the number one fruit on this list, one most people already have in their kitchen, contains a natural enzyme shown in research to interfere with one of the most destructive processes behind cloudy lenses and early cataracts. My name is Dr. Amelia Lawson, and I've spent years helping older adults protect their vision using evidence-informed natural approaches alongside conventional care. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 fruits that research suggests can support overnight eye repair and exactly how to use them the right way. Before we get into it, I'd love to know where you're watching from right now. Drop your city or your country in the comments below. We're building a real global community here. People who refuse to accept vision loss as something inevitable. And one more thing, and this is genuinely important. Everything I share here is educational. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you are experiencing vision changes, blurry vision, or any concerns about your eye health, please see a licensed eye care professional before making any changes to your diet, supplements, or lifestyle. Your eyes are too important to gamble with. Now, let's count down from number 7. And this one is kiwi. Small, a little fuzzy, easy to overlook. But for aging eyes, kiwi is quietly one of the most powerful fruits on this list, and the research backs that up. As we get older, the retina becomes increasingly vulnerable to oxidative stress and blue light damage. Kiwi, specifically the golden variety, is loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 nutrients that act as natural internal filters inside your retinal layers, absorbing harmful light and providing antioxidant protection during your eye's overnight repair cycle. But here's the detail most people miss entirely. Kiwi also contains a small amount of serotonin, which supports deeper, more restorative sleep. And deep sleep is precisely when your eyes do their most critical repair work. The 2 benefits are inseparable. When you eat them, don't peel all the way to the edge. That thin layer of flesh just beneath the skin concentrates caffeic acid, a potent antioxidant you don't want to waste. Scoop the fruit out with a spoon and leave that inner edge intact. 2 golden kiwis about an hour before bed. Not green, golden. They carry more lutein, produce less acid, and sit easier on the stomach late at night. Coming in at number 6 is one you probably already love. And if you've ever wondered why your vision is still blurry an hour after waking up, this one is going to make a lot of sense. Watermelon is over 90% water, so hydration is the obvious benefit. But the research points to something much deeper. Watermelon is one of the richest dietary sources of lycopene, a carotenoid antioxidant linked to reduced oxidative damage in retinal cells and protective effects against cataracts and macular degeneration. Certain compounds in watermelon also support nitric oxide production, improving blood flow to the retina during sleep, exactly when your eyes need oxygen and nutrients most. 2 to 3 cups of chilled seedless watermelon about 30 minutes before bed. Skip the salt. Added sodium raises intraocular pressure, which the Glaucoma Research Foundation identifies as a serious and potentially irreversible risk to vision. And don't discard the rind. That white section near the skin contains citrulline, an amino acid that supports healthy blood vessel function and contributes to nighttime eye nourishment. Blend it into a smoothie or eat it as is. 2 ordinary fruits, a genuinely meaningful difference for your eyes tonight. Number 5 is one most Americans have genuinely never bought, and that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Blackcurrants are tiny, deep purple, and easy to overlook. But when it comes to the specific kind of damage that makes night driving terrifying and dim rooms disorienting, they are remarkably effective. The problem they target is retinal microinflammation and reduced blood flow to the optic nerve, the kind of chronic low-grade damage that accumulates quietly over years, blurring your vision in ways a stronger prescription simply cannot fix. What makes blackcurrants so powerful is their anthocyanin content, the deep pigments that give these berries their color. Inside the eye, anthocyanins do several things simultaneously. They calm inflammation, they support blood vessel dilation, and they help restore rhodopsin, the visual pigment responsible for your eye's ability to shift from bright light to darkness. Found that 50 milliliters of blackcurrant anthocyanins daily over 24 months significantly improved blood flow to the optic nerve and meaningfully slowed visual field loss compared to placebo. That is not a small finding. Fresh blackcurrants are difficult to find in most grocery stores. Look for a standardized blackcurrant anthocyanin extract around 50 milliliters taken in the evening. Pair it with a small amount of healthy fat and a vitamin C source like a slice of orange. Absorption synergy genuinely matters here. Number 4 is one you almost certainly already have at home, but here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Most people eat blueberries in a way that cancels out a significant portion of their eye protective benefit. The large, shiny, cultivated varieties in most supermarkets have measurably lower antioxidant density. Wild blueberries, the small dark ones typically found in the frozen section, carry nearly double the concentration of pterostilbane, a compound that crosses the blood-retinal barrier and acts directly on DNA damage in light-sensitive cells. Frozen is just as effective as fresh. 2 critical rules. Never combine blueberries with dairy. The proteins in milk physically bind to anthocyanins and block absorption in the gut. And before eating, lightly freeze, then thaw your blueberries. That process breaks down cell walls and dramatically increases the bioavailability of the antioxidants your eyes are waiting for. About 1/3 of a cup, 45 minutes before bed. Simple, but only if you do it right. Number 3 is one you've probably seen in the produce aisle and walked right past. Bright pink on the outside, dramatic on the inside, dragon fruit looks like it belongs in a decoration, not a health protocol. But what it does for your eyes during sleep is something no other fruit on this list can replicate. Here is the specific problem it solves. If you regularly wake up with heavy, tired eyes, even after a full 8 hours of sleep, if your peripheral vision feels soft, if colors seem a little flatter than they used to, what you may be experiencing is retinal hypoxia. That's when your retinal tissue isn't receiving adequate oxygen during sleep. You can rest a full night and still wake up with eyes that feel like they never recovered because at the cellular level, they didn't. The repair cycle ran without enough fuel. This is where dragon fruit becomes remarkable, but variety matters enormously, and this is the detail most people get wrong. You want the deep red flesh. The white-fleshed variety does not contain what we are after. Red dragon fruit is rich in betalains, a class of antioxidants that research shows can stimulate nitric oxide production in blood vessels. Nitric oxide is the molecule that relaxes and widens capillaries, including the tiny delicate ones that supply your retina. Wider capillaries mean more oxygen, more nutrients reaching retinal tissue during the hours your eyes need it most. A 2022 study reported that participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks showed measurable improvements in ocular circulation, contrast sensitivity, and visual field depth. In practical terms, they could clearly in low light and reported noticeable reductions in the kind of blurry vision that lingers after waking. Half a red-fleshed dragon fruit about an hour before bed, and here's the detail almost everyone misses. Do not swallow the black seeds whole, chew them. Those seeds contain omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium, both of which play documented roles in retinal nerve health and overnight repair. Swallowed whole, you lose nearly all of that benefit. Number 2 has thousands of years of history behind it, and now the clinical evidence is finally catching up. Goji berries are bright red, slightly sweet, and have been used in traditional medicine for centuries, specifically for eye health. But what makes them genuinely exceptional isn't tradition. It's what they do to a very precise and very vulnerable part of your eye, the macula. The macula is the central zone of your retina. It is responsible for the sharp, detailed vision you use to read, recognize a face across the room, and perceive color with clarity. It is also the zone most susceptible to age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of irreversible central vision loss in adults worldwide. When the macula deteriorates, you don't lose all your vision at once. You lose the center of it, the part you depend on most. What makes goji berries so specifically valuable here is their zeaxanthin content. While lutein, the nutrient we discussed earlier, primarily protects the outer retina, zeaxanthin concentrates directly in the macula. That targeted protection is not a small distinction. It is precisely where the damage tends to begin, and precisely where these berries deliver their benefit. The clinical research is compelling. A 2021 study following adults aged 60 to 80 who consumed dried goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days showed significant increases in macular pigment optical density, a direct, measurable indicator of macular protection. Not a single participant in the study showed further progression of macular degeneration during the trial period. For anyone quietly worried about losing their visual independence, that finding deserves serious attention. Here is how to use them correctly. Take 2 TBSP of dried goji berries and soak them in warm water for about 10 minutes before eating. Soaking softens them and improves digestibility, which matters as we age. Eat them roughly 30 minutes before bed. And here is the pro tip with genuine science behind it. Pair your goji berries with a small square of high-quality dark chocolate, at least 85% cacao. The flavonoids in cocoa have been clinically shown to enhance zeaxanthin absorption. Together they deliver something your macula can actually use. And now we arrive at number 1. These 7 fruits, this one evening window, these 5 rules, that is the entire protocol. Your vision is not simply declining, it is responding to what it is and isn't receiving. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you'll try it. I think you will. I've seen what happens when people do. If this was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more evidence-informed natural approaches to protecting your vision and your health as you age. And share this with someone over 60 in your life. You might genuinely make a difference for them. This is Dr. William. Take care of your eyes. They're irreplaceable.